Welcome to Tooltech Geek. This is the ZEN, the modular tool from Ant Design. This was advertised even before Roxin made the Roxin Flex, but it took a while for this to be available, and I just received it today after about 3 years of their launch. So I'm very happy to be able to give some first impressions of this modular multi-tool. I'm gonna do some comparisons with the Roxin ecosystem. I have some interesting comments about the technology, which is slightly different. So it came, as I unboxed it really in a hurry, it comes in this box with a foam insert and the instructions. It is pretty intuitive, so you almost don't need to read instructions, but the system to change the implements is very different than the one in the Roxin Flex. So to see the overall dimensions, this is about 3.5 inches long, let's say in the 90 millimeters, 91, kind of like maybe they took a Victorinox reference of the 91 millimeters as a EDC type of size. Then the width is, depending if you count the fasteners, kind of like standard 20 millimeters. That'll be more than a half inch. And then this is pretty comparable to the Roxin Flex companion, which is pretty much similar length. Probably they're both based on the Victorinox. The width is kind of the same, but it gets a little thicker with the pocket clip, but same ballpark, I would say. And it's a little bit shorter in this direction, but it has this protruding lever, so in that sense they end up being more or less the same overall envelope, if you wish. I remember ordering the stainless because it was cheaper. However, the color of this looks more like titanium. I wonder if I got upgraded. This was a very long wait, so I wouldn't mind if they send me a slightly higher end version. Or maybe it's just a matte finish, but it looks well kind of machined. This company makes sort of these high-end EDCs, and first thing that pops out is here they have a 1/4 inch V driver, and it kind of locks 90 degrees, not perfectly tight. Then it locks at the straight position. It's very, very comfortable. It's a screwdriver. Let me compare it with the Flex. So it's almost similar feel, and it has this button to unlock, which makes it look a little more premium, more like a knife, like a sort of high-end knife. So you can push that and move it around. So yeah, this button is kind of pretty unique with tool. And then there is kind of like a one-handed knife blade can deploy. It has that stud. And this lever activates that lock, so you push it inwards and This will open up and allow you to open tools or fold them back. So this is pretty intuitive. That's a bit in contrast with the Flex, where you have this button that moves that, but if you're not very familiar with the tool, it may kind of be confusing how to operate it. Still, it's kind of similar principle. This basically moves that lock up and down. This is the same, but from a different principle. So they're both good. So let me see the things that it came with. So there's a small screwdriver and a bottle opener. There is a hook cutter with another flat head. There is another flat head or chisel, almost kind of very beefy. And here it has a bit of a ruler with inches. And then the last one is an awl with a hole here, so you could use it for sewing. It has also pretty thick material and an edge. And yeah, to fold it back, we push here. Let's see the blade, how long it is. This is pretty much 2 inches of blade, or like 5 centimeters of blade itself. If you compare it with the mini companion or the regular Roxin blades, let's see what is the size comparison. This will be longer than the blade in the Flex Mini, but shorter than the big blade. So it's kind of in between those two one-handed blades in the Roxin system. So kind of it's pretty small size. Nice clip here. The clip is bolted and there are holes on the other side, so you could revert the clip if you want. I think it's a good thing. This is machined with the logo and very detailed here. And let's see how it works for removing the tools. So you kind of put them at 90 degrees and then push this lever and they come this way. This is completely different than the Roxin system. In the Roxin we have to kind of go over the straight line and then push them. So it's a very different system. And if we look at the profile, they are opposite in certain way. So you have the opening here to the left, but the lock notch in the ant design is on the right, but in the Roxin it's on the same side. So there are some kind of similar ideas but executed differently. And don't forget that this came first, at least in terms of prototypes. Commercially, Roxin was very good at executing it really quickly. So I can't help but do all these comparisons. Let me put this back. So yeah, you cannot use your muscle memory from Roxin. This is completely different, but I think it's pretty intuitive. So yeah, to load it, it just goes this way. So I think that's pretty easy to remember Let me remove all the tools just to see them all one by one. There's a little screwdriver with model opener. Here, I forgot how this works because I'm used to the Roxin. Okay, I put 90 degrees and then push. This comes off. So lots of flathead screwdrivers. Those are probably the easiest to make. I think they have other implements, such as scissors and stuff. Here is the knife. And this lever, I don't know if it's removable or not. I guess I wouldn't try to remove it. It's just kind of feels like a tool, but I think it's just a lever. I kind of can move in different positions if you want. Probably in the middle will be the most logical place to have it, so it's distributing the loads very well. See if I can put things back together. Some blade. Put the all. This kind of chisel, ruler, or flathead. Hook, pull cutter, and flathead. And here is the opener and flathead. And I need to remember the orientation. Let me see. I need to probably push it a little because the lever was not giving me room. There you go. The feel is pretty solid, and also kind of like the how firm it looks. There's kind of no play. Something that is a bit maybe downsides in the Roxin system. You have kind of a little bit of play, not too much, nothing to complain about, but it feels like there is some tolerances. Maybe it's easy to make things with a tolerance for manufacturing quality, but this feels a little more solid, so that's kind of nice. Because that's kind of what you expect. It clicks and then it doesn't move at all. I think the screwdriver was a little more wobbly. Let me see. Not too much. Yeah, it has a bit more play in the screwdriver side. Let's see how it compares with the Roxin in terms of screwdriver. Well, this is the 4mm. This is magnetic and it has a bit of wobble in between the bit and the holder. The holder itself is tremendously firm, so let me see the larger one in the Roxin. This is also very rock solid, and then the bit has a bit of wobble with the magnet. Here I would say there is a tiny amount wobble, but I don't think they will affect the function. And this is also magnetically held, so there's a small amount of play. And of course it has this button. So all in all, looks pretty high end, well done. I'm not sure what were all the different dramas that happened, that it took so long for them to ship it, but they did it. They finally shipped it. It's a quality piece. I hope this is a smaller company, so I hope they keep making more implements and such. Probably hard to compete. Roxin is a larger company and they have a very good system of mass producing things. This is a smaller team, I think, and I don't know, looks like this was a very ambitious project and it took a while for them to get it going, but it worked well. So I hope they I don't know, get more traction and they keep supporting this line, making more accessories. And that's the ZEN modular multi-tool. Thank you for watching.